Hey y'all, it's me, the Rockstar Stylist, and I'm here today with another tutorial on how to do a basic sewing. Okay, let's get started. Okay, my model here has a lot of beautiful hair, so what I want to do is make sure I do braids that are not so big and make the sewing big and bumpy and all lumpy or whatever. But what I just did is my first braid. This is my first perimeter braid, and I just parted it around the perimeter, and I'm just gonna braid, braid. Okay, and another great tip you want to keep in mind is when you're sewing that perimeter braid, make sure that braid is not super tight around that perimeter because you will pull out the hair and it will cause a little breakage. So you want to do that first perimeter braid a little loose, but not too loose where, the sewing is just falling apart. But you don't want to pull too tight and have those little bumps around the perimeter of the head. Okay, with this being my first ankle braid, and we're doing a bob today, so I'm not going to leave any perimeter hair out in her nape area because her hair is already long and we don't really want to cut her hair for this style. So I'm going to braid all that up, and then I'm just going on the other side and doing the same thing, parting it, and I'm going to take it back down. And you want to do the same thing on this side. You don't want to braid it too tight, but you want it to be, a good braid so it's not falling apart, but not a tight braid. I always try to keep in mind that when you're doing your braids, you want to do good quality braids, but they don't need to be super tight because as you're sewing the hair in, it's going to already pull the hair and make that hair even more tighter. So if you have some super tight braids, then you're going to sew the hair in and it's going to be super tight. That's just, it's going to cause for breakage. Now what I just did, I pulled that braid up into that other braid and just connected it into the other braid and just kept braiding. So I wouldn't have like a lump right there where that braid stops, and where I'm coming around at. Okay, I'm pretty much doing the same thing that I did. Parted it straight down, and I'm gonna braid it down or whatever, and I'm gonna use some braiding hair, and most of all like the braids that are closer to the front, just to give me a little more, a better foundation. Okay, as you can see, same thing. So let's fast forward a little bit, to the middle, and you can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay, this is my last braid. Yay! I always get super excited when I'm on my last braid. Because if anybody know me, they know that I hate to braid. But anyway, my last braid, pull the other braid up into it and braid it on down. As you can see in the top how I started by itself, because I wanted that part to be super flat. So I didn't bring it up right there. I kind of started braiding a little, then brought it up. But right now what I'm doing is just oiling that scalp and that hair. You want to make sure that hair is not super dry, because we all know that dry hair don't do nothing but what? Break. Dry hair break. And so she's going to have this sewing in, and we don't want no breakage. And then this also has like a little anti-itch, whatever anti-itch stuff in it to stop the hair from itching really bad. Okay, I'm going to use my crochet needle to just pull that braid through and put it up there. And see, my braids are all flat and stuff. Yes. And normally I use a weaving net for all of my clients, but my client said she do not want that net on there because she's actually about to go on vacation and she's going to be doing a lot of swimming and stuff, and she didn't want to put the net on. So I'm not going to use a weaving net on her. But normally I do use a weaving net, and I like the weaving net because it just protects the hair. It makes the sewing last a little longer, and all the above. And it takes less tension off the hair too, because you can mainly sew on that cap versus sewing on the actual braids. But this is my first track. I'm placing it under the braid. Okay, yes. Let me change the camera view so we can better focus on what I'm doing. Okay, yes. There we go. There we go. Okay. I am sewing under the braid because it just makes it easier for that track to sit under that braid instead of on top of that braid. But since this is the very bottom and we're not really going to even be putting it in a ponytail, it doesn't really matter. But if she wanted to pull that hair up in a ponytail and she had a little leave out back there, you would probably stick that track under the braid like that and just sew underneath it. And it will keep that braid under there, and then when she pull it up into a ponytail or whatever, it will make it look seamless, you know. Okay, now I'm gonna just keep sewing it up to probably like the ear part, and then I'm gonna do a flip over, because what I hate is cut up tracks, and this is 2017, whatever year it is, y'all. I hope we're not still cutting up tracks. Let's just flip it over, because I mean the sewing is gonna still be really flat if you flip it over. You just have to make sure you stitch it down good enough where, you know, it's flat. And I'm just pulling it up there to just tack that down with the braid that I'm sewing with. And normally I will also sew the hair really closer, but since this is going to get cut, like this bottom part, I'm just going to space it a little bit. And when I get to the top is when I'm going to sew it in really closer, because we don't want that bottom part to be too bulky. Too much bulk in it. And then we're going to have to thin it out and all that. So to stop from having to thin out a lot, I'm just going to space it out a little more in the back. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing over here that I was doing to the back. I'm gonna tuck that track up underneath that braid since we're getting to the hairline, and I wanted to. I don't want no track exposure. I don't want no braid exposure, so I'm gonna tuck it and kind of go curve it just a little bit on this first one. Kind of curve it up just a little bit, so we won't have no exposure of nothing, but we won't see anything but hair. And we're gonna flip it again. Flip and tuck it and braid it. And stitch it down so it can be super flat. See how that looks like right there on that corner? We don't want nothing showing but but hair. And I'm just gonna continue to stitch it. And see that little braid was the braid that I crocheted through. We're gonna stitch that down too as we're sewing. Yeah, keep it going. Okay, y'all, I am almost done. See how I started to curve the track up a little so there won't be any exposure, no braid exposure or track exposure. I'm almost done, and then I did the same thing on this side, but I only curved up a little bit because we don't have to go up as much as we do on this side over here. So I'm gonna keep on sewing. Okay, with this braid, with this track, I'm gonna go all the way up. I'm not gonna curve a little. I'm gonna take it all the way up to the top of her head because we don't wanna. I don't wanna do this flat. I want it to have a little height up there in the top because we kind of have, our deep side part going on. I'm making sure my camera is in position. But anyway, I'm gonna continue to just sew that hair up all the way up. I'm also gonna go a little in the round part because that's gonna make the hair have that little height. It's not gonna have it so flat, and we don't want to do it flat. Then we're gonna bring it over. Make sure that part is sewn down. Okay, I'm just gonna keep sewing it up, y'all, till I'm finished. When this shot, I am finished. I try to put my battery on the charger because it actually went dead. So I got like a little juice, so I'm not gonna be able to get the whole finished thing. But I am finished sewing it in, and as you can see in the top part, see how it has like that natural fall at the top. So we don't have to worry about putting spreads or holding spray up there to give it that natural little part. It already does it on its own. But y'all, I'm in love with the sewing, and now we're gonna cut this hair all off because she wants a bob. Okay, I'm about to get to this cut. I'm gonna use my razor and just cut. But yeah, I am so in love with that top part with the volume in it, y'all. My favorite thing to do. That is my favorite way to sew in, unless you tell me you like your hair flat. Then I'm not gonna sew it in like that. I'm gonna make it super flat at the top, but it's really just a personal preference. But now I'm just cutting all of that hair off with my razor. Making it real crude. But I'm so mad, y'all. I really need to get me a new battery or a new camera or something, because it never lets me like finish my whole video. I don't know what's wrong with it, and I always make sure it's charged, fully charged before I start, because I'm not gonna be able to get the finished look because my camera battery is super low. But I'm just gonna try to get what I can get in this. But we're just gonna cut. Anybody knows me knows I like to cut. Let's see how full it looks. And we use 3 bundles of hair. Yep, 3 bundles of hair. Because we want it like that really full look. Some people do a bob with 2, some 3, 4. It really just depends on how full you want it and what type of look you're going for. But I like a full look. I hate thin looking hair. If anybody knows me, they know that. I really want to thank you guys for watching. As you can see, this bob is going to be so pretty. She wanted kind of an asymmetrical look with the right side being a lot longer than the other. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please follow me on Instagram, rockstar_stylist. Like my Facebook page. And please subscribe to my channel. And I hope this video helped you guys out. Once again, thank you and have a great day. Bye, you guys.